Lancer Studio, our Lancer Studio production here at the Hutto-Patterson Gym. Sorry for that brief delay here, but once again, hello and welcome everyone here to today's Lancer Studio production, where we are just here getting set here at the Hutto-Patterson Gymnasium for tonight's matchup between the Pasadena Lancers and the Glendale Community College Vaqueros. So in today's game, the Lancers are coming in 1-1, and Glendale is coming into this one 2-3, playing more games than the Lancers. And this game is the second to last game, a part of the the 8th annual Skip Robinson Classic. If you want to start, we're going to have a little brief thing for Skip Robinson. Skip Robinson is, of course, the person named after this tournament here. Today's tournament is named after him, as he has been a prominent figure over the last 4 decades here, or a few decades here at Pasadena City College. First joining the school as a student athlete during the 1960s, playing for the Lancer football team. Later on in the 70s, Robinson became the first African-American PE instructor here, as he worked as a member of the Lancer football coaching staff during the 70s. After his coaching career, Robinson took the reins as the school's athletic director from 1996 to 2007. During his 12-year tenure as AD, PCC saw multiple successes across multiple different sports, also seeing more sports teams added, including women's sports teams such as soccer, water polo, and badminton, being added under his leadership. Robinson finally retired in 2011 after more than 40 years at the school. Today's tournament was finally named after Robinson in 2017. So Skip Robinson is definitely an important figure looking at this game, just about his history here, and of course being the name figure of today's tournament. So looking at this one, it's still very early on in the season. Both teams trying to get a positive record here. Glendale, if they're able to come away with a win, will get to 500. PCC trying to break a losing streak they lost last week's game, or not last week's, a few days ago against Cypress, who we just saw here playing earlier. Just kind of wait to see how it's going to go. We still have 1:58 till the game starts here. Both teams on a shoot-around, so we're just going to be waiting for that. And it's going to be a very interesting matchup here between these two teams. So Pasadena is coming into this one with Coach Spencer Nunez taking the realms, as PCC previously had a separate coach over the last few years who is currently out, and he stepped down. Let me get some information on that in a brief second, but Glendale is in the red jerseys here today, and PCC still getting the shoot around here.
This is game number 2 of the Skip Robinson Classic. The designated visitors, the Vaqueros of Glendale, and your hosts, the Lancers of PCC. Before we announce the starting lineups for both teams, we ask that everyone please rise, as we'll bring tonight Jim Johnson to sing our national anthem. Oh, say And now, the starting lineups, beginning first with the Vaqueros of Glendale. A 6'2" freshman guard, number 20, Hunter Smith. A 6'2" freshman guard, number 21, Miles Wainwright. A 6-foot sophomore guard, number 24, Brandon Blair. A 6'4" freshman forward, number 33, Omri Bentoff. And a 6'4" sophomore center, number 35, Arlen Barachian. The head coach of Glendale, Egan Zavizian. And now, the starting lineup, your Pasadena City College.
Lineups being called currently for both teams. Number 2, Darius Freeman, leading the team in points per game.
The assistant coaches are Harrison Hayes, Darren Timmons, and Mark Watley. Head coach of the Lancers, Spencer Nunez. Today's team officials, Jason Rosen, Kyle Rahimi, and referee.
As I mentioned earlier, Spencer Nunez, who is the interim head coach for Pasadena, is coming to this one. It's going to be his third game of the year, as PCC had a little bit of a shakeup over the offseason where previous head coach Ryan Frazier left the team for a position in University of Montana. So definitely an interesting change there. And Pasadena, both teams, Pasadena and Glendale, getting ready for the jump up here in center court. Last game for both of these teams, a part of the Skip Robinson tournament here. The jump is up, and Pasadena is going to come away with that one. Cooper Creamer with the rebound. And it's going to be Darius Freeman taking it up the court for Pasadena. Dishes it out to Cooper, and that's going to be back to Nwosu. Freeman under the hoop, going to try to put it up, not going to find anything there. Rebound quickly goes to Glendale. Glendale pushing up. They're going to have number 35 under the rim. 35 is being our men, Darkshawn. 21 with the ball. Miles Wainwright trying to find something, throws that one away. Was targeted for our men, and that's going to be a turnover for Glendale here early, so that's going to be their first turnover. Freeman once again with the ball. Also dishing it out back under the rim is Freeman. Cooper. Thompson takes the three, and he's going to dish that one out. Three-pointer right there for Thompson. Getting Pasadena on the board early, 3-0. Glendale trying to make something out of this one here. He's going to take that long shot, and that one's going to be good too. That's going to be number 33. Omari Bentoff there with the three-pointer to respond. I find something here. Wainwright with the ball. Unable to get through this Glendale defense. Dishing out to Nwosu. He's going to have to work on that one himself, and it's not going to go anywhere. Rebound goes to Glendale. Brandon Blair now working on Freeman. Going to dish it back out. That's going to be on the ground. Still a live ball here, and they're going to call a travel. Travel is going to go on number 21, Miles Wainwright. So 2 turnovers here for Glendale. Still a tied game, 2 minutes into this one. Freeman losing a handle of it for a second there. Not going to find anything. Dishes it out. Thompson already with the three here. Is going to take another one? Nope. Nwosu now working. Back to Freeman. Is he going to go through? Has a man on him. It's now double teamed here. Dishes out, and that one's going to be taken away. Cooper with the save right there. And that's going to be a shot clock violation there. Running out of time. Great defense by Glendale here early. Blair working with the ball. Nice screen right there. It's going to be an illegal one. It's going to be an offensive foul. Number 33 called with it. That is Amari Bentov called for the foul. First team foul for Glendale here. 3 minutes into this one. Cooper with it. Not going to find anything. Nwosu wide open, and he takes it to the rim for the dunk. Nwosu gets the crowd up here in the gym. Let's see what Glendale already was able to respond from that three. See if they're able to get some good offense here, and that's going to be a foul called on Nwosu. This will be Miles Wainwright on the inbound here on the sideline. Dishing it out, and that's going to be a long shot right there, and that one's going to be good. That's Amari Bentov right there with the three. And so first lead here for Glendale, 6-5. PCC trying to respond here. Cooper with it. He's going to have to dish it out to Nwosu. He has two men on him. Gives it back out, and that one's not going to fall. It's going to be a foul on the ground here against Glendale. There's going to be a substitution here. Nwosu leaving this one. It's going to be number 11 coming in, or number 12. It's going to be Donovan Ford. Cooper with the three here, wide open, not going to get that shot. Thompson with the rebound and just blocked right there by Bentov. He's been a big player here for Glendale, and it's going to be a quick shot by number 20, and that's going to be good. That is Hunter Smith, first time calling his name out, and so Glendale is up 9-5 here. 3 threes, all clean for Glendale. Ford with it, dishes it back out. It's going to be Freeman, and that one's going to be good right there. Pasadena gets a response, so it's going to be a 1-point game here early. Blair slowing the pace of the game right here as it's picked up. Bentov. Our men not going to get it to fall, but they're going to call a foul on Ford. Our men's going to go right to the line for Glendale. Glendale so far shooting perfect here. Our men continues that streak with the free throw. It's going to be 10-8, first of two. Both are good right there for our men. Darkchan. Freeman working at a much quicker pace than what we see on Glendale's side. That one's not going to fall for him. Gets his own rebound after a tip by Creamer, and Ford's going to take the long three. Not going to get that one there. Glendale working with some pace now. Not going to find anything through Pasadena's defense. Ford working on it, and that one's going to be some good defense right there by Ford. Ford once again in the position. And it's going to be Thompson already with the three. They are not going to get that one to fall. That's going to be a foul once again on Amari Bentov. It's going to be on the ground, so it's going to be an inbound. See substitutions here. Gavin Hollandslaw coming in. Working on the inside, he's going to put that one up and not going to get it. Gets his own rebound, puts it up, and the second time is true. Armen Darkchan there with a quick 2 points after that foul. Hollandslaw back to Creamer, giving it out, trying to find something here, takes the shot, and that's going to be a foul. Freeman goes to the line here for two. First free throws here for Pasadena as they are currently down 5 points, 13-8. Second shot here for Freeman, and that one's going to be clean. Also on the court for Pasadena is Churchill Ikenador. Nwosu is going to come back into this one, Ford taking a seat. Blair with the shot right there, and that one's going to fall cleanly for Glendale. It's going to be 16-10. Freeman with it. Thought about giving it out and going to hand it off to Hollandslaw. Trying to get in here, and that one's going to be put up, and that's going to be an air ball right there. Bentov with the rebound. Long shot right there. Multiple bounces off the rim, not going to fall. Brandon Jackson just loses it right there. And that's going to be another foul, but quick work, Landon Winslow. Or that's not Landon Winslow, that's Armen Bentov once again. So Pasadena currently not being able to find some shots to fall down. Glendale, though, getting to the line right there. That one's not going to work out. It's still going to be 16-10. Yeah, Glendale shooting 60% from the field compared to Pasadena. Just 3 for 12. That second one's going to be true for him. And it's going to be a timeout. Correction, that's just going to be, he's going to check the ball here. So it's going to be number 14 with it going up, and that's going to be Zachary Von Patten. Gives it out to number 1. That one's going to fall just short. Nwosu unable to get the rebound, but it's going to go out of bounds, so it's going to be Pasadena's ball. .14 with it, not going to find the shot. That is Zachary Von Patten. Blair with it once again, takes the jumper and not going to get that there. Rebound goes to number 3, Hollandslaw, and he's going to take it up the court himself, tries to put it up, and that one's just going to be falling just short. That's correction, that is Churchill. Ikenador with it. Unable to get the shot. Pushing in around that baseline. Not stepping out of bounds. That one's not going to fall. Hits the top of the rim. It's going to be Pasadena's ball. Von Patton right here with it. Gives it out to number 3, and that one just once again, Pasadena has been on a cold streak shooting it. Hollenslaw thought he had a wide open shot for number 11 in Glendale, and that one's going to come true. Isaac Vergara right there with the shot. And so Glendale up by 10 here early, 8 minutes through of this first half. Works on it, gets a wide open shot, and Hollenslaw comes away with it. Oh, that's going to be correction once again. That is Churchill Ikenador. So that's going to be a timeout here. Timeout from the Lancers, and so now cutting the lead down to 7. Pasadena just needs to find some shots to fall. Glendale's defense working on him. One on a little bit of a cold streak there, and a favorable run for the Vaqueros. Wainwright giving it out to Blair, and he, with 2 guys on him, takes that shot. Not going to find it. Cooper unable to get the rebound there. 42 on the court now for Glendale. 21 with the shot, and that one's not going to fall. And that is going to be Hollenslaw with the rebound. Gives it out to Ikenador, or Hollenslaw with it now. Freeman at the not going to take the shot here, is it? And not going to fall there for Brandon Jackson. So Pasadena still struggling. They had that 1-3 before the timeout. Trying to find a shot. Loses his man, and he's just wide open right there. Miles Wainwright with the points. Freeman just trying to respond, gives it out to Jackson. He fakes the 3 and going to give it back to Creamer. 2 men on him, going to stick with the ball, and that's going to be a 3, and that one is good right there from Brandon Jackson. Able to get that one after missing his last shot here. Glendale called for the foul, and it's going to be an and 1 here for Glendale. 22-16. Blair is going to go to the line. Pasadena just having a little bit of struggle fouling here. It's going to be the 15th foul against Pasadena. That one's not going to fall, so it's just going to be a 2-point play for Blair here. Pasadena down by 8. Ford with it, gives it out, and that shot is going to be up and good. That is Brandon Jackson. 2 straight 3s from him. Glendale here trying to find, or Pasadena here trying to find a stop. They're going to get called for the foul. Down early, Pasadena just needs to find a way to string together some buckets and some stops here. Blair with it. Glendale just trying to get through. Nwosu on defense, and he is going to put it up. It's going to be a favorable rebound for Pasadena. Foul on Glendale, actually, so still going to be Pasadena's ball anyways. See right there, number 11. Darius Freeman now with it. Pasadena down by 5. Lead was as big as 10 earlier. Hollandslaw takes the shot, not going to get it there. Tomskin with the put up, and he's going to get called for a foul. So Tomskin's going to go for the line. Go to the line. Tomskin trying to make this one a one-score game. First one is not going to fall there. Both of them not going to fall for Tomskin, but Hollandslaw gets the rebound. Finds Ford out there, or that's going to be Brandon Jackson. Already had 2 threes, not going to get that one there. So Pasadena really working with the 3 ball here and not finding the luck. Blair takes the shot, and he's going to get that one there. Freeman with it, trying to find a way to get through. Back to Jackson, he finally takes a 2, and that one's going to fall true, and that's going to be 8 points for Jackson here. That was going to be a ball out off the knee of number 11, Isaac Vergara, and so it's going to be Pasadena's ball. Pasadena in this game has been pretty clean, besides just missing a lot of shots, taking a lot of threes here. Speak of it, here's another one, but that one's going to be clean. Jarrell Zoli Kofer there with the shot. So now Pasadena's only down by 2 here. 7 minutes left here in the first half. Finds a wide open guy, unable to take the shot. Here is number 20 with it, as Hunter Smith gets the bucket. Response there from Glendale. Tomskin unable to find anything, loses the ball. Blair 2-on-1, puts it up, and he's going to get it off the backboard. What a nice shot right there from Blair. 5 quick points from Glendale here. Freeman trying to stop the bleeding with that 3, and he is. Nice shot right there by Freeman. Blair was working on Freeman, got Nwosu, and now ball being passed around. Back to Blair, he's going to take the long 3, and he gets that one to fall. So Blair, the hot hand here. It's going to be a timeout called by Pasadena. So Blair has had a hot hand here. Glendale currently up 34-27. We saw Pasadena cut the lead down to 3. And it's just been quick offense for Glendale when they had a chance to respond after any Pasadena buckets. Here's a replay. Blair from the logo and just clean. So Blair showing it from the arc, and then also that one taking it down court. Had 2 guys on him off the backboard and able to find the bucket. Also trying to get a foul, but didn't get it there. But plenty of time for Pasadena. Still early on in here in the first half. Corey Perkins gets his first minutes here, and then Freeman, quick points after the timeout. Brandon Blair been calling his name for the last 14 minutes here, trying to find another reason to put him in the notes, and that's going to be a nice assist if it goes, and right there, that's a nice shot. Mari Bentov with that 3. Cooper Creamer under the rim. He's going to get fouled here on the ground. That foul is going to go on Blair. It's going to be his first personal there. Freeman going to inbound it. Gives it back to Cooper Creamer. Perkins with it. Finds a wide open man down the court, and that's going to be Corey Perkins. Gets his first points of the game here. And so Pasadena still down by 6. Perkins on Blair, dishes it out. Number 33 takes that shot. He's going to be called for a foul. That is Omari Bentov there. And he's going to go for the line after that 3-pointer he made just a few minutes ago, just a minute ago. First one's going to be clean. Going to make it 38-31. So he goes 1 for 2 at the line here. And Pasadena down by 7. So they've been able to cut the lead, but unable to keep it like that. Zoe Kofer with the ball, gives it out to Tomskin and says just to try to put it up. And here's Zoe Kofer and not going to get that one. Nwosu, big rebound there and gets called, or that's going to be number 0. That's Corey Perkins there. It's called with a foul on him. So Perkins going to go to the line here. That foul was on Hunter Smith. Two for 2 here from Corey Perkins. See another timeout called. So Pasadena with the lead now at 5. Seen it just float around here, 5, 7-ish points. Darius Freeman currently leading the team in points for Pasadena, and then Brandon Blair on the other side, 12 points and only 1 foul on him. 5 minutes left in this first half here. Blair, who has played every minute so far for Glendale here in the first half. Perkins with some good defense. Zoe Kofer trying to block it there. Able to do just enough, and so Freeman gives it out to Zoe Kofer, and he's going to get fouled under the rim. And so Zoe Kofer is going to go to the line here for 2. Here's the replay of that. Zoe Kofer getting called for the foul. And that's going to go on Hunter Smith. Multiple fouls so far on Hunter Smith here. It's going to be a second, actually. Two for 2 from Zoe Kofer. So Pasadena getting some points on the board and being able to come away with some stops. Let's hope I don't jinx it there. And Blair finds his magic in his bag. 14 points here for Brandon Blair. Perkins with it out to Creamer and Tomskin now. Zoe Kofer trying to find something, 2 men on him, and there's a foul called, or turnover there. Travel by Zoe Kofer. Hunter Smith with the inbound, and now with the ball. Dark Chan with it, trying to find something, back out to Blair. He's going to take the 3, and that one just clean once again. Blair is finding his magic here. 17 points from him on the night already. Freeman unable to find it. Give it out to Tomskin, and he gets the shot off the glass. Response here from Pasadena. Currently down by 6. Bentov with it, working on Perkins. Darak Chan unable to find it, gives it to Hunter Smith, gets called for the foul and 1. He's going to go to the line. Glendale with some points and a foul. Foul's going to go on number 10, Cooper Creamer. See a replay of that. Cooper just getting a little bit of contact after the shot. Smith going to try to make it. 9-point game, unable to get it, and Creamer almost missed the rebound, but saved out there by Ikenador. Unable to get a bucket here, and so Glendale, quick response, they get it there off the glass. Bentov now gets some points on the board. Pasadena down by 10 now, tying the largest lead of the night for Glendale. Tomskin trying to find a response, unable to get it. Pasadena has been putting up some good defense, not making things easy for Glendale, but Still getting the foul here. This is that play right here. Passes it out, and that's going to be number 33, Amari Bentov with it. Nice replay there from our cameraman. Riley Chase there, working the handheld. See his shot right here. One's going to be up, and that's going to be good. First of two. He thought it was only one shot. Darkchon 6'4", 210. Gets that one to fall too, so it's going to be a 12-point lead now for Glendale. Freeman gives it out to Ikenador, who's going to try to take it on his own. Gets his own rebound, gets it finally to fall, and one here for Ikenador, trying to start something for the Lancers. That one's going to fall here, so Pasadena now it's a 9-point game. (49-40) is the score here. Glendale dishing it around. Hunter Smith ends up finding it, unable to get the shot to fall. Rebound goes to Cooper Creamer. Freeman gives it out to Creamer. He gets it off the glass, unable to get the shot. Blair with the rebound. So Pasadena has had opportunities here. It's just the buckets are not being found by them. Hunter Smith with it. Darkchon now working on Creamer. Goes out off the glass and finds the bucket there. Freeman loses it, and it's going to be Vergara trying to save it, but ends up going out of bounds. There's going to be some substitutions here. Thompson takes a seat, and Cooper Creamer as well. Coming in is going to be number 1, Brandon Jackson, as well as Nwosu back on the court. Davins Hollandslaw also out there with Freeman with it. Nwosu at the key, gives it out to Freeman. He's trying to find a shot here. Not going to get to fall. Rebound goes everywhere. It's going to be Pasadena's ball still. Ikenador loses it there. Still going to remain Pasadena's ball. Shot clock at 15 seconds. Nwosu now, Freeman finds it, takes it to the rim, and he's going to get the points there. Freeman with the 2. So Pasadena still down here by 9. Darkchon. Pasadena just trying to end this half right, and right there, Glendale misses a shot. That's going to go out of bounds. Smart play right there by Hunter Smith, knowing he's going to go out of bounds, throws it off of number 3, Gavin Hollandslaw. It's going to remain Glendale's ball. Nice little steal right there, but just throws it back to him. That was Brandon Jackson, almost came away with it. Hunter Smith gets the shot, not going to get it to fall, but he's going to go to the line for 2 here. That foul's going to go on Hollandslaw. See right here, puts it up, and Smith works in between Hollandslaw and Nwosu. Going to end up at the line. Already has 8 points on the night, 2 fouls along with it. First one's going to fall there, so it's going to make it 52-42 here. 10-point game in favor of the visitor, Glendale. Both of them are true for Hunter Smith. Glendale up by 11, Pasadena 18 seconds left on the clock. Just trying to find a play here to send Pasadena in the right direction going into halftime. They're going to be down. Just the question is how much are they going to trail by? Well, that one gets away. Brandon Jackson able to come away with it, and it's going to be a foul called right here on Miles Wainwright. Lancers in the bonus, so Brandon Jackson's going to go to the line for 2. 3 seconds left on the clock, so most likely going to be the last points we see here for PCC in the first half. First one up, and it's going to be good. Two for 2 from Brandon Jackson. Glendale just trying to find a quick play. Can they get it up? Shot's going to be good if it goes, and it's going to be nowhere near, but Brandon Blair takes that shot, but he had found everything else before that. Glendale is currently up 53-44 on Pasadena. So far in this game, Glendale shooting 62% from the field, 69% from 3. Compare that to Pasadena, who's shooting 37%. Everything has been falling for Glendale, and Pasadena wishing for that same luck here as they come back for the second half. So welcome guys back. I'm here in my little setup here around half court. So this game so far, what can be said about it? Glendale shooting the hot hand so far, finding it. I mentioned the stats right now, 67% from the field, 69% from three-pointer. Comparing that to Pasadena, it's just leagues ahead of Pasadena. And so what has been working for them? Pasadena has been finding some nice possessions on defense, but Brandon Blair, who's a player for Glendale, has just been shooting it lights out right there. Took the last shot, unable to get to fall. Quite shocking as he made everything else beforehand. It currently leads the team 17 points for Glendale. On the other side, Darius Freeman has been working with it as the point guard, and he's got 12 points on the night. So what can we look forward to? Pasadena just needs to try to see if they can get some buckets to fall. That involves just trying to get some nice positioning, get some wide open shots, or try to work with some motion here, as Pasadena has been playing with some speed. Compare that to Glendale, but trying to see how that can adjust. First time or halftime adjustments are always interesting, and it's definitely going to be interesting with the coaching situation of Pasadena, as Nunez is his only third game here as the interim head coach for Pasadena. So definitely a lot of game here coming up. And it's going to be 13 minutes left till that second half starts off, but it's going to be Pasadena down by 9. Interesting to see how they come back from this one. So we're about to be back here, Pasadena versus Glendale here. We're going to watch a quick highlight reel as we just wait for the seconds here. You see right here, Ikenador puts it up, and so Pasadena back here. But Pasadena here today just needs to try to find some buckets here. As we've seen on Glendale's side, everything has been falling, been able to find a lot of spacing here. Blair with that shot, and so Pasadena about to start up here. Just trying to see how Pasadena is able to respond after that tough first half. They're currently down by 9. So we're back here for the second half. Brandon Blair, who had shot good hand, 17 points already during the first half. Takes it himself the entire way through, unable to get that shot to fall. We saw he had a missed shot in that long three after, or just before the end of the first half here. So now Thompson gives it out to Freeman. He leads the team, Pasadena, in scoring with 12 points, unable to get anything there. Nice defense by Glendale. Isaiah Jones with the ball, or Miles Wainwright to be corrected. Now to Hunter Smith. It's going to be a foul called on the inside. Going to go against Pasadena. It's going to be Wainwright for the inbound. So Pasadena still down by 9. Out to Smith right here and gives it out to Dark Sean Nwosu on him. Wide open at the corner is Wainwright, and he's going to get that shot to fall. So now Glendale up by 12. First bucket of this second half here. Long dish by Cooper out to Freeman is going to be called for a foul. Foul called on Blair. Nwosu with it now. Cooper Creamer. Glendale has had some great defense so far. Contribute that to why Pasadena has been shooting so bad here. Unable to find some buckets. Thompson, though, trying to change that narrative. Unable to get to fall and rebound right in Creamer's hands, but actually going to be saved right there by the ref as he called it went out of bounds. So charge Miles Wainwright with that turnover. It's going to remain PCC's ball here. Trying to get their first bucket of the half. Down by 12. Thompson with the long shot, and he finally gets that one to fall. Three-pointer right there for Thompson. It's going to be his 8 points on the night for him. Blair working on Freeman. Dark Chan on Nwosu. Gets a big space right there. Just has to pass it out, though. Blair back. Freeman with a good defense, but Blair with the hot hand. 13-point lead now for Glendale. Or 11-point lead for Glendale. My correction. Nwosu gets that one tipped away, and it's going the other way. Arid pass, but Smith with the save. Dark Sean with Creamer on him, just decides to give it back out. Slow the pace of play here with Bentov. Goes through and not going to get that one to fall. Number 5 with it, not going to get anything there. Hits the side of the rim. That is Zali Koper. Shot from Wainwright. Freeman with the rebound. Pasadena just going back and forth here, and Cooper Creamer gets the two-pointer there. So Pasadena just trying to string something together, needs a stop on this end. Darkchon loses it after a bump, but Blair gets it back, and that would have been a crazy highlight reel right there. Wainwright with that rebound. Save. Darkchon back to Blair. Bentov puts it up, and he gets the two to fall. Freeman working on Blair, gives it out to Creamer. He takes the three. That one's not going to go. Nwosu taps it around, unable to get a rebound. So Pasadena failing to get some offensive rebounds here, making a little bit of a struggle on their length of possession. Darkchon puts it up, and Cooper Creamer comes away with a rebound there. Just under 4.5 minutes into this first half. Lead remains 11. 2-point. Tomskin with the three, unable to get Nwosu batting around. It's going to be a foul on the ground against Glendale. Nwosu had two men blocking him out. See right there. So Freeman going to work on the inbound. Pasadena to try and get their offense set up. And the top of the key is Freeman now back out to Ford. Hollandslaw puts it up, unable to get it. Rebound in favor of Glendale. Remains an 11-point game here. Smith with the long three, and that one is just nothing but net. 14-point lead for Glendale. Hollandslaw just trying to take it on his own. Gets the one to hit the rim, but not going to fall. Gets the rebound, though. Tries to put up the second effort. Gets a foul on him. He's going to go to the line for two here. Gavin Hollandslaw. Still looking for his first points of the game here. That one's going to be good. Pasadena getting ready for some substitutions here, as I see number 1, Brandon Jackson, getting ready to come in, as well as number 5, Jarrell Zolly-Kofer. Correction, that's actually number 0, Corey Perkins, coming in. So 2 for 2 at the line for Hollandslaw. And Pasadena is still working in a deficit here versus this tough Glendale team, as they just keep pacing around. Smith with it now out. Cuts back in. Darkchon puts it up, unable to get it, and second chance tip in. Takes it up on his own. That's Freeman, unable to get to fall. Everything is working for Glendale. On Pasadena's side, it's just tough news for them. Smith right there. 2 nice threes so far in this half. Makes this one a 16-point lead for Glendale. Glendale starting to try to run away with it here. Pasadena cannot get a bucket. Hollandslaw out to Ford. Perkins with it, had some space, not going to take the shot, and Robert, or that's going to be Smith actually. And it's going to be a called foul here. Hunter Smith putting on the pressure on both sides of the ball. It's going to be an inbound foul here. Corey Perkins gives it out to Freeman. Now forward with it. Pasadena just needs to find some points to get up. Hollandslaw unable to get it. Rebound tipped around back to Hollandslaw. Wide open for the three is Freeman, unable to get that to fall. Hollandslaw gets it, and there's going to be a foul called during the rebound. So very messy basketball on this side of the court. Pasadena is still extending this possession. 13:20 on the clock. Down by 17. Pasadena needs to find some points. See what Freeman can do with it. Ball in his hand, back to Ford. Holds onto it for a long time. Number one takes a shot, nothing there. That's going to be Brandon Jackson with it. So now back to this side of the court. Wainwright losing the dribble multiple times there, and Jackson having to put some pressure on him there. It's going to remain Glendale's ball. So Jackson with some nice defense trying to lock up Wainwright, and right there, big bump, and that's going to be, let's see what they call. Pretty sure it went off of Jackson, so it should still be a live ball. We'll have some substitutions here. Number 42 comes in, that's Abdul Noor. Wainwright gives it to Hunter Smith, who's been the hot hand here, calling Brandon Blair earlier, but Smith has found some nice efforts. Oh, very close, and it's going to be a foul going against Pasadena. Foul's going to go on Brendan Perkins, or Corey Perkins. Rodriguez right there, unable to get it. So now Ford taking up court. Quick pace there, gets the foul. Not going to get the bucket, so he's going to go to the line for two. See right there, Ford just playing with some speed as Pasadena still facing a 17-point deficit. Going to need some quick buckets to get back on this one. Ford misses the first one there. First time at the line for him as well. The second one is going to be clean for Ford, so now it's going to be a 16-point lead in favor of the visitor. Long pass from Smith. Now Bentov with it. Back to Smith. It's going to be his third three. If it goes, and it's not going to fall, but Glendale gets the second effort here. Glendale has been great at extending their possessions, and right here, unable to get to fall, is going to be a foul on the ground against Brandon Jackson. He doesn't like the call, but it's going to continue to just keep this possession in favor of Glendale. It's been some long possessions on both sides of the ball. Glendale, on the other hand, has just been able to succeed in finding some actual points. Long shot from Smith, not going to get that one there. So back-to-back misses from Smith from the three-point line after we saw two straight to start That one's going to be good from Brandon Jackson. So Pasadena gets a 3 ball, trying to start some sort of run in favor of the Lancers. Blair back in this one, out to Smith. That's going to be some nice defense poked around by Ford, and now Hollandslaw goes up, blocked right there. Big block by Bentov, and it's going to remain Pasadena's ball. But Bentov right there, allowing Glendale to get a breather as Pasadena was trying to go back to back. Ford with it now. It's going to be a turnover. Took too many steps on that attempt to try to pass it out to Brandon Jackson. Puts that one up, and that's going to be clean for Bentov. So both sides of the court showing it off in those back-to-back possessions with that block, and then right there gets the 2 points on the board. Lead back up to 15. Ford with the shot. That's going to be actually Brandon Jackson there. Nwosu getting ready to come back into this one after any whistle here. Blair giving it back out to number 11. Finds a wide open man in the corner. That is Omari Bentov with the 3. And Glendale starting to open this one up back again. 16-point lead in favor of the Vaqueros. 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes left in this one, and so Pasadena working with a deficit, but see how they got here. Glendale has just been able to find some nice motion whenever they're passing the ball. Right here, Dark Chan gets the second effort, and then Smith had some nice threes, 2 threes in this second half here that have been able to bolster this lead in favor of Glendale. And when Pasadena has had a response, it's been coming in the way of a 3. But it's just a matter of stringing together some stops on both sides and getting the points. Right there, we saw what sent us to this timeout. That 3 right there by Omari Bentov. Devon Patton in the game, and that's going to be a shot right there, not going to fall. Nice effort right there. Trying to save it by Thompson, but it's still going to go back to Glendale. Nwosu and Perkins showing their wingspans here on defense. And it's been some heightened effort here on this possession, but Glendale still working with the hot hand, and Bentov continues to add on to his night. Up to 20 points. Hollandslaw from the corner gets that one to fall, so Pasadena cuts it back down to 15. Can they find a defensive possession here? Hollandslaw working on defense now. Smith unable to get it to fall, and then rebound right there. Pasadena trying to take it up the court. That's Brandon Jackson unable to get it to fall. Back out to number 14. Hollandslaw from the corner again and gets it. Back-to-back threes from Hollandslaw. It's a 12-point game now. Pasadena they're finding some defensive possessions, just trying to work with it here. See what they can do. Glendale able to stop the bleeding there with a nice 2 from Isaac Vergara. Van Patten had it, and now it's Nwosu back out to Jackson. Takes the shot, and that one's going to fall. So Glendale and Pasadena trading back-to-back buckets here. Lead is only 12 now. Just saw it be 17 just a few moments ago. 8 minutes left in this one. So Pasadena definitely playing with more heightened effort here. Maybe some words of encouragement from coach here, Coach Spencer Nunez. So cutting down the lead, Pasadena has just been able to find some buckets, and it's Hollandslaw who has been shooting it nicely from that corner pocket right here. Another one, he had 2 in a row from that corner, and so that was able to be a nice little effort. And then that's going to be Jackson right there, able to get a 2 after that response by Vergara from Glendale. So 8-12, lead is 12. Both of these teams playing early on in their season. Pasadena trying to go to 2-1 if they can get this comeback win. Glendale trying to make it 500 on the season, currently being 2-3. It's going to be Wainwright on the inbound pass. Dishes it out to number 11. And now back to Wainwright. Wainwright takes the long 3 and gets it over Nwosu. So shooting it over Nwosu's 6'9" frame, gets that shot to fall. Hollandslaw trying to make everything work for Pasadena. Second effort here, back to Hollandslaw, and big block right there. Let's see a replay of that block. Right off. Oh, I hope that he's okay right there. Still getting the shots, though. Thank him for his efforts. Zachary now with it, and that's a weird little shot. Kind of looked like it was trying to be a pass or something in the middle. Ends up getting the points off of it. 67-80 here. Blair and Bentov just playing past the rock here, and Bentov unable to get that shot. Bentov leads the team in scoring for Glendale. And Pasadena with the stop here. It's that little turnover, trying to find a bucket. And then he loses it on the hands, and that is Zachary Van Patten. Now Blair back with it, now out to Wainwright. Back to Blair, he's taking the 3, and that one's just clean right there as it's been. 22 points on the night for Blair. It's been a rainy one outside of the gym, and right here, it's been slippery for Pasadena. Currently working in a 16-point deficit, 6 minutes on the clock. Perkins with it, takes the 2, and not going to get it to fall. Nwosu unable to get that rebound. Nice little deflection, but Glendale remains with the ball. That's going to be a foul right under the rim. Vergara right there hitting the ground. See a replay of that one here. Cuts in and then just gets a little bit of contact on the foot. Some substitutions coming into the game. See Cooper Creamer is now in there, as well as Zolly Kofer. Quick little shot after the inbound from Bentov. Not going to get that one to fall. So Pasadena starting to see that clock run down. 5 minutes left. They're going to need some big possessions here, and that's a nice little start right there from Brandon Jackson. Gets that three. 13-point game. In my eyes, whenever I'm watching basketball, you try to get that lead under 10 with 5 minutes, and you really have a good shot of it, of a comeback. Let's see what they do here. That's a big possession. They call a foul. So it's still going to remain Pasadena's ball. That ball was bouncing around on the ground. 5:17 left on the clock. So Pasadena is in the bonus. So here, shots for Hollandslaw. He's been shooting the three pretty nicely, and right here gets the free throw to fall, so that's 1 of 2. Second one falls, so now Pasadena has the lead down to 11. Don't count out the Lancers just yet. Just over 5 minutes on the clock. Wainwright tries to get the three. It's been working, but not right there. So Pasadena going up quickly. We're under 5 minutes now. Hollandslaw takes it up and unable to get it to fall. Rebound goes to Glendale. Lancers foul right there on Hollandslaw. Hollandslaw just trying not to give up on the ball. Ends up getting called for a foul there. Blair with it. Throws it out to Bentov, and now Wainwright had a second to shoot it if he wanted to. Bentov trying to cut in now, out to number 11, and that's going to be a nice little shot off the glass from Vergara. And the lead is back up to 13. 4:18 left on the clock and continuing to tickle out. Wainwright with it. Cooper Creamer trying to get a block, but Smith with the three, and that's his third of the half. And he's been getting them when Glendale needs it. Now that lead's starting to balloon once again. 15-point lead in favor of the Vaqueros. Three minutes and 44 seconds on the clock after we come back from this timeout, but definitely not over, but Pasadena would need to work with an effort that so far the shots have been making hard for them to string together. See, Pasadena has been able to find some nice shots on their side of the court, which has been able to cut this lead down, but whenever they need the efforts, right there, fouls. You get your 2 shots, but Pasadena's been trying to run their offense through that 3 ball. It makes it a little bit difficult to try to cut a lead at this size when you're having just to shoot some free throws. So Freeman just walking the ball here, knowing about that clock problem here, and puts it up. That's going to be a quick 2 points for Freeman. Lead starting to trickle down, 14 points in favor of Glendale. Let's see what Pasadena can do on the other side of the ball. Bentov with it out to Blair. Blair takes that shot. If it was the first half, that one would have gone in. But right here, starting to struggle on offenses, but we have seen Glendale has multiple other players pick it up. And one of them is Bentov right here, leading the team in scoring. Blocked right there, not going to work on that second chance. So Isaac Vergara going to go to the line. First one not going to be good. She's going to remain 14 points, but see how the second one goes. But Pasadena shooting 36% from the field. Compare that to 54% from Glendale. The numbers are getting a little bit worse here in the here in the second half, but what has picked up for Glendale is those 3-pointers. Been shooting way more of them and actually making some here. Smith, give Hunter Smith the credit there. 3 3-pointers here in the second half alone. Pasadena needs to find a quick bucket. It's number 5 with a shot. It's going to be good. Jarrell Zolly-Kofer. Glendale just playing keep away, knowing about really don't need a lot of effort, just worrying about trying to drain this clock, and it's working for them. 2 minutes left. Pasadena is starting to see the last lights go out here. Heat check right here, not going to fall. So it's Brandon Jackson takes it up, not going to get called for a foul. It's going to remain Pasadena's ball. He wants the foul, not going to get it. Shot right there is not going to fall. Rebound tipped around, still going, and in favor of Glendale. Both teams still playing with some heart in it, but if I was a betting man, I think I'd bet this one going in favor of the Vaqueros. Timeout called by Glendale. 12-point lead in favor of them. Pasadena just trying to get a steal, and they do right there. Hollandslaw going to take it for the quick buckets. Gets the point, so 2 points there for Hollandslaw. Lead down to 10. 1:24 on the clock. That one's tipped away. Blair now cuts in out to Wainwright, and Pasadena. It's going to be a foul against Pasadena. 1:10 left on the clock. It's going to be a foul on Brandon Jackson. It's going to be Miles Wainwright taking the 2 free throws here. That one's not going to fall, so here comes Pasadena. Needs to find another basket, and that one just dribbles away. Rebound saved right there. Back out to Ford, puts it up and gets it to fall. 55 seconds left, 8-point lead. Pasadena would need a miracle here to come away with it. Glendale continuing to play keep away. Smith with the ball now. That's going to be a foul called in that reach-in by Jackson. So Smith puts 20 points on the night. That's 3 players with 20 points or more for Glendale. Let's see if he can get 21 here. See Jackson with the 3, and that one's just going to be a tough one to swallow there. Off the backboard. It's going to be a turnover here, and now it's going to be Glendale's possession. 34 seconds left on the clock. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. 10-point lead. See right there. Blair gets fouled. He's going to go back to the line. He's already at 22 points, leads the team in scoring. It's a 12-point lead in favor of Glendale. That one spins around the earth but doesn't go down the rim. And so Glendale is just going to dribble this one out. Team gets hyped up as they come away with the win here. A part of the Skip Robinson tournament. Pasadena officially going to go out 0-2 during this tournament here in the Hutto-Patterson Gymnasium. Final score coming out to 92-80 in favor of Glendale. They come away with the win. Glendale is going to go to 3-3 on this young season. Pasadena falling to 1-2. So welcome back for the last time here to our little setup. As we just saw, Glendale comes away with the win against Pasadena. Final score of 93 to 80 here. Pasadena goes 0 for 2 in the Skip Robinson tournament here. Compare that to Glendale, who went 2 for 0 here. And so how can you chalk this one up? Glendale had some nice shooting 50% or better across the board. Definitely had a hot hand here, and Pasadena just not finding that same magic on the offensive end. It was a great game, though, here to watch. Lots of efforts. Glendale with 4 players in double-digit scoring. Overall, I'd like to thank everyone here for joining me here. My name is Aaron Serrano. I was on the call here tonight, as well as just being here watching the stream with us, and then also to everyone who works on these streams. Have a lot of crew. It's been a rainy night here, a rainy day here. Still not night, but it looks like night based on the clouds outside. But it's been a long day here. It's been a wet one, and we'll see how that continues here. But I want to thank you guys for joining us here, and have a good rest of your day.